Welcome back to the movie discussion program. This is either part 1 or part 2.
I'm still in the same shirt.
I am not. I have multiple white shirts.
My pants are winning.
Yes. Hello, Cecilia, and welcome to this.
Hello.
The discussion of the film. Cecilia's my dear sister.
I would love it if I was out of frame.
What you call
No,
her?
but you're
What you call her a boy?
I call everybody boy. Like Herc in Far Cry 5. I just call everybody dude, alright?
I haven't got that yet, actually.
It's really
Freddy's great.
He's a great character. Watch
Would
video
you
games.
also concur?
Yes.
You like video games, Cecilia?
Yes.
Do you play the games, the video?
Mm-hmm.
You're playing Destiny, aren't you? Oh, not Destiny.
I'm playing Warframe.
That's a good choice. This is why we're friends.
Yes.
Not me and you.
Okay. Cecilia?
Mm-hmm.
Without spoilers, what do you think about A Quiet Place?
I liked it a lot.
Anything you want to add to that?
A
I
lot.
think John Krasinski's a really good director.
Don't tell me. Tell them.
I think John Krasinski's a really good director.
Don't
I
tell
really
them.
love the film.
Tell me.
Don't tell him. Tell me.
Tell them. Tell the audience.
Ethan, without spoilers, what did you think about A Quiet Place?
That's what I thought. It was a quiet place.
It wasn't A Quiet Place.
That was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I was not disappointed. I do. No, I'll say crepes. I always have crepes.
Yeah.
I'm a grapping boy.
You are a grabbing boy.
I'm very picky.
You are. And that's why you're
So
good
I'm
for films.
single.
Well.
I'm crawling on the table and crying.
Okay. And then I also thought the film was great. I really enjoyed it. It's a nice break
Good.
because I saw Infinity War on Friday.
Mm.
Then on Sunday afternoon?
Mm.
When did we see it?
Mm.
Because we saw it at the
We
same
saw it
time.
last Sunday, right?
We did see it last Sunday, didn't we? We saw it Sunday night.
I was going to go see Infinity War, and then they didn't do a late show.
Okay, yeah, so that's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Right after we finished filming that podcast episode.
So frustrating.
We saw it. Well, we saw it
I was so frustrated.
like 7, and then I'm probably gonna see it again tonight. Or I might see Infinity War again tonight. But either way, we saw it. Me and Cecilia went to the theater and saw it. Our theater had like 5, 6 people in it.
So that's nice. That's how it
Yeah.
was when we went and saw it.
Yeah, it had like 3 or 4 people in it, and like it was completely quiet. Everyone was like, oh, suspenseful.
Yeah.
But like in the background.
And the
you could
theater
hear-
next to us
Yeah.
was Rampage playing.
Ooh, that's the worst. The one good
But
thing
it
is,
wasn't.
when we
loud
saw
all
it.
the time.
When we saw it, it was. I guess it was like in theater. I guess it was theater 3 at that point.
Okay, yeah.
So it was quiet, like when it needed to be
Yeah.
quiet. Like you could hear the other film, obviously, because there is a supreme lack of sound in this movie,
There is.
and that's part of the draw.
That is. That's why I wanted to go see it.
That was the interesting.
The concept and the design of the film is what really grabbed me about it.
Interesting thing is, I don't know if you knew this or not, but it was not an idea original to John Krasinski,
Yes, I didn't know that. It's very interesting.
which I thought was cool. It
It
was
is
actually
great.
like an independent film first, and they were like, "We're gonna use this idea."
Yeah, and then someone brought John Krasinski to writing,
Mm.
and then he's like, "This is amazing. I love the idea of this."
So he did a great job with it.
He did. He did a very good job.
Yeah.
He's also a really good actor whenever he's not
He
doing
is.
comedy. Which
He's a
surprised
good actor when he's not talking.
me. He's just a good actor in general.
No, he is a good actor.
Yeah.
Let's get the spoilers. We all liked it. We all
How about
enjoyed
that?
it.
How about that beard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
so
looked good with
spoilers.
that beard.
Spoilers.
Spoilers, he has a beard.
Spoilers. He has a beard, and he does not shave it, much like Captain America in Infinity War.
Spoiler, child dies.
Oh yeah. So I did not see that coming at all.
I did
What? Really?
not see it coming either.
Okay. You didn't see it coming either.
Except that I knew it was
No,
coming.
I
that
mean,
the opening.
it's-
I knew someone was going to
it's
die.
odd because usually in films it's like, oh, like the happy ending or like
No,
the
exactly.
happy beginning, and whenever like something comes in like, oh, like they died, like it's
And then he
Yeah.
died.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a
But
minute.
that's-
That's the one I didn't see
The
coming.
death surprised me. The child dying at the very opening. I was like, well, you see it in the trailer. You see the child making that loud racket,
I
and you
really
see John
thought
Krasinski
the
turning
baby
around.
was going to die.
Yeah, but
Maybe.
they always cut it off. Like in the trailer,
Exactly. Yeah.
They cut off right before like he like picks him up or he's about to pick him
Well,
up.
also we saw I saw the trailer for A Quiet Place in IMAX. So you can imagine what the lack of silence in a theater that big sounds like. It was the very first opening trailer for The Last Jedi.
It was the sound of sound.
So we saw this in IMAX after we get done with like the music playing bum 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 bum, the royalty free music, or the 70s disco in IMAX in Nashville. Ivory Mills, big fan. The Last Jedi. Me.
I think that's when I saw it too. Was after the Last Jedi.
That might have been.
Before Last Jedi.
Yeah, for the opening
I don't remember. I don't even remember where I saw Last Jedi.
Me, Ethan, Kyle, and Dalton.
I went
Cruz
with,
also saw
with somebody. I don't remember who I went and saw it with.
We also saw Infinity War.
Robert, maybe?
Mayhaps.
No. He's
Either
also
way.
seen A Quiet Place, I believe.
We did text him and say how he
No,
did.
no, maybe he didn't. I don't remember.
Either way, so the Quiet Place, the trailer being the very first trailer with no sound. Someone like a couple rows down said, "Is the theater sound not working?" Like that.
Is
And-
the theater sound
No,
not working?
Everybody in the Last Jedi was quiet and respectful. Like, people were nice in the Last Jedi. Infinity War not so much. We didn't bring it up during the discussion. There were kids behind us going, "Yeah, I have never wanted to beat up kids more than that in my entire life."
I'll give you one better. We had a small crying child, and the dad was egging it on. And Mom was like, "Shut up!"
We had a very good movie theater for our
For a quiet, there was no one there. It was so nice after.
Yeah.
This is one reason why I either go extremely late at night,
Or Black Panther.
I prefer late. Well.
Yeah. I mean, fortunately, it got very good ratings, so I mean, that wasn't the problem. But we went at, like, I think, 7, wasn't it?
We went at 7 on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
And I
mean,
figured.
the whole place was, like, packed. Like, there's a line.
Yes,
and everything.
yeah.
Everyone went to go see Infinity War.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
Rampage.
Oh, yeah.
Or they went to
Which
see
is
Rampage.
really terrible.
I haven't seen it. I don't.
But anyway, I don't know.
The Rock's not a bad actor. He just will say yes to any movie.
Hmm.
That's what The Rock's problem. Anyway, so me seeing the trailer, I was like, I turned to Trevor because Trevor always sits next to me. I'm like, I'm really into this concept, and he said, "It seems neat." Like he wasn't as into it as me, but that's what immediately grabbed me about the film was that there's little to no sound, there can't be dialogue, and they don't explain the monster. They just show like at the end of the trailer, it's just like that spaceship that makes that racket, and I'm like, oh no.
I think one of my only complaints about the movie is how quickly they do reveal the monsters.
I'm fine with it.
Which I get they're very central, but I wish they would have let it build a little more.
Yeah, I understand.
It would have
that.
been like an alien thing.
Yeah. Because it's like.
Yeah.
Because I like the suspense. I like the not knowing.
I also enjoy suspense.
Honestly, I would have been fine if they never showed it at all. Which I get, like the way it was filmed, that's not possible.
Yeah,
But I kind of would have been okay with it.
that's what you mean.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm fine.
It's like in the Babadook. You know, like the Babadook, you never see what the thing is.
That's how I'm saying. But I do like that idea that you never see what the thing
Like
is.
you never see what the
Yeah.
thing is. Like
They
you
do
see
that-
like hints and like pops. Of
Yeah,
it.
well, they
You
did
never
that
see
great
it.
with Alien.
Like
You never see the
flashes,
full
like
alien.
blurs.
You never see
You
the
see
full
like
alien in the
shadows,
movie.
but
Yeah.
I just think it builds the suspense more.
Yeah, I
For
do
sure.
agree
Like
with that.
I wish
because-
the film would have been a little bit more suspenseful.
Yeah.
It did need more suspense. So that's
That's
what
my
I'm
only
also
complaint.
interested in is
The
that they
part
call it
I was
a
very,
horror
like,
film.
I was like catching my breath like whenever she was about to step on that nail. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Out. And I was like, you leaned over and you're like, oh no.
Oh,
She's about to step on that nail. I was like, what? What do you mean? I saw it. And I was like, no, Emily Blunt, stop.
Emily Blunt, please.
Girl, go back up them stairs. Oh, girl.
Back out from the movie. Back out of the movie.
That's-
Oh, girl, get out. Get out now.
Which means, because they had those footprints on the actual stairs, which means that they're stepping on the actual supports of the stairs. See, I understood the premise, and I understood
No, I agree.
what they did, all the stuff that they did made sense. Nothing in the film was like,
I
oh,
will
that
s- I
won't
will
work.
say
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I guess another complaint that I had was, like, if these things have like basically omnipotent hearing,
Why can't they hear heartbeats?
that was one of
blood,
them.
or
Yeah.
blood pumping.
Heartbeats was one of them. Because I can see them not hearing heartbeats because that's, I mean, we can't hear.
Well, I mean, obviously, I guess they hear like.
Apparently,
closer.
your blood pumping is louder than your heart.
Yeah.
But you
Heartbeat.
know what I mean. Like just
Yeah.
that like certain sounds. Like I don't. Like I get with them by the river. Like I get that.
Yeah,
they wouldn't
I thought
hear
that was
them.
really cool.
I thought
Yeah.
that was cool and smart. But the one thing, wouldn't they hear the splashing of them getting in water?
You would think so.
Like I don't know. There's like just certain things. Like there was a couple moments where I was like,
Wait, splashing you in the water?
or like
in,
when
in
they
the basement?
when they closed the truck door
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like there are
Wasn't
certain
it
things
already
like I'm
coming?
like
Wasn't it, like,
who
already,
would have. It would have.
So they don't. So they
those
take all this time, and this was what Red Letter Media.
Mm-hmm.
I'll link their channel in the description, and I'll cut to the certain part that I'm talking about right now.
Well-crafted scares, enough to distract you. You got to go into this movie with what I'm going to call the Gremlins goggles, where like you watch Gremlins and you're like, this is really entertaining, but you have to ignore the fact that like the rules for the Mogwais don't make any sense. Like, if you can't feed them after midnight, well, what does that mean? It's always after midnight.
It's always midnight somewhere.
Yeah, which they, of course, make fun of famously in Gremlins, too. But this movie, there's so many things whereas, like, characters make really dumb decisions, or it's like, this is the post-apocalypse. It's like a year after everything's fallen apart. And I was like, how do they have electricity on their farm? Do they have a generator? If they have a generator, those make a lot of noise, so I don't get that. And there's lots of little things like that that started to like stack up.
Yeah.
I was like, why would you decide to have a baby, the loudest thing ever in this environment? I know your first kid died.
I know. They had a whole plan set up for when the baby's born, but yeah, the babies scream
Yes.
and cry all the time.
Yeah.
Which I guess I mean I get there would basically be no movie if they, had these
Exactly.
because they would little everyone would be dead.
Well, if you just watch the clip, if the clip that I just showed was, they brought up a very good point. What is the threshold? At
Yeah.
what point do the
Yeah.
monsters hear them?
I
Because
guess
they
that's
take so much
my-
time weaving and crafting and building this up.
I guess that's my
but-
only complaint.
The monster itself is really hard to do. Monster Alien,
Yeah.
they don't explain it. I'm fine with that. You don't.
And they looked awesome.
Yeah.
I like
It was
the way
a
they looked.
great
They were really
design.
cool.
Yeah.
The effects were well done. They weren't overplayed.
They weren't overplayed.
You didn't see it too much. Like
Yeah.
you saw just enough.
Yeah, you
like
see
where
where
you
it's like, oh,
And
we're
Industrial
it didn't
Light and
look
Magic did that
fake
also.
or anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Industrial
you
Light
didn't
and
see too
Magic.
much. We're like, oh, we get it. It's a monster. They're like, be quiet.
All right. It's
Like they
gonna
did
kill
with
us, bye.
not Into
Yeah.
the Woods. What's the thing that Sugar Pine 7 did? Their monster. They did their monster like almost immediately, and I thought it was fine.
I
was
love the
I was
movie.
fine.
I
with
don't
it.
know.
A short film. I'll send it to you. Do you know Cow Chop and Rooster Teeth?
Yeah.
The LA version of Rooster Teeth. The people that were in SourceFed that when SourceFed
Okay.
shut down.
Yeah.
Sugar Pine 7.
I'm a big sure
Goofy.
fan.
Goofy Boys. They made a short film last year.
Man,
And
I
it was like
really
30 minutes
loved
long. It was good. I was
it.
really
It was
good.
great. It was incredible for like their like skills. It was incredible.
It was very well done for them having like minimal, very
Yeah.
amateur, but very
Yeah.
well done. That reminded
Of
me
course,
of
it had
a
their
movie.
like goofy premise where like everything was crazy, and Steve had his background where he was talking
Yeah,
about
it was
his
still
past.
ridiculous.
Yeah, but it was them. It was like,
It was
they
still
were
ridiculous.
And I really, really like that. I mean, I waited. I told Sophia, I was like, Sophia, like it's here. Like it was like on the
Yeah, we were
4
counting down on
minutes,
Twitter
like,
and all
posted
that.
4 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Like Sophia, it's here.
A Quiet Place reminded me of that in a way. Like a small enclosed situation
Yeah, like
with
a
a monster
budget
that you
quiet
see
place.
somewhat early on.
Yeah, like a
Um,
budget quiet place.
what
Okay.
other film?
I tell you what I found really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think either of you have seen it. You may have. 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Have not seen it yet.
I didn't see
You said
it.
okay.
I've not seen it.
So it reminded me a lot of that
Mm-hmm.
in certain veins.
I read a
um,
discussion that said the same thing.
And what I found interesting, I read an article where it said that originally they had actually pitched this movie, like because Paramount, or I think it's Paramount that did this film. I can't remember. Anyway, so whoever did the movie, they did.
Who distributed it?
Well, they whoever was the the overall production distribution
fast.
thing. They had pitched it to J.J. Abrams as another
Okay, yeah.
another
I see what you mean.
Cloverfield movie.
Yeah.
And they were going to tie it in. And they decided it was strong enough and better on its own. But it very easily could have tied into a Cloverfield. And honestly, I would have been fine with that.
It would have been neat somehow. If they
But
had done
I
that.
think it was nice that it kind of stood on its own.
Yeah, I.
Thought it did it good.
Yay, Sophia brought drinks.
Me and you on the
I'm
way
trying to
home
find
were
the
talking
video
about a few things. What were we talking about? Because we were like, you were talking about how like you
My
thought it
biggest
would be
complaint was
easier.
just that. Was just
Well, you were
like
talking about how
at
it would
what
have
point.
been easier if they put like shoes on
Thank
and
you,
like
the cell
socks
phone.
over 'em.
Thank you.
Okay, so this
Alright,
this
I thought
actually.
about that. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
go
like
ahead.
if socks get wet, then that's sloshing. It's like
Yeah, that is
then you
sloshing
hear
sound,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then
But
you hear the
so
noises.
the Navy SEALs in the Vietnam War, and I don't know if they do it now. Probably don't do it now. It was a common technique to, if you have boots, obviously you can't go through the jungle without your boots.
Right.
With their boots, they put socks over their boots to leave no footprints. It's like an old technique that they did in the Vietnam War because it's all jungle and like mud and swamp and all that.
Which I thought
So
the
I
sand
was-
was a good idea.
I thought that was a great idea.
But
See,
why
they
are they doing all
do
this
they
sand?
do so much world building, but like it needs just a
And-
little bit more
And it's
explanation.
like, how did they build all this without making noise?
No, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, where did they get all this sand?
Like, how did they drag that mattress out to the barn without making any? You know what I'm saying?
Mattress springs can be loud.
See what I'm saying?
I can hear what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I wanted to do a really funny sign language bit, but we didn't have time to to film it before this.
What would you want in sign language?
Huh? I wanted to do something funny, like the film was good.
This is Joy.
Uh-huh.
A, B, C, D, E, F.
All right, so Cecilia.
Just ask me how I felt about the film.
How did that read?
What do you think about the film? They're really good, thank you. Joy?
Joy.
No, swap hands. It's different hands. So the premise, I really enjoyed the film, but Red Letter Media touched on the exact same thing. What's the threshold? At what point is that too much? Like, it doesn't make any sense. No, that one's yours. That one's yours. That one's yours. This one's yours. Cecilia has real strawberries. No, they're not both yours.
Yes, but I agree.
Yeah. I think they did a good job for like a baseline movie. They're like, okay, here's
Yeah.
a movie, everyone liked it.
It's still
But if
great.
like you think about it like long enough, you're like,
Yeah.
okay, like where do they get on the sand?
Yeah. See,
How
the
I
premise,
think it's one of those things where you just have to suspend your disbelief.
and that's what I
Yeah.
did. I
You
did.
know? And I think that makes
I
it
can
better.
get into like most movies. Like I can sit down
Oh,
and
agreed.
what like
Agreed.
half of this movie, like half into it, like this seems like a good movie.
Yeah.
Like if it's like made as a comedy movie, but it's not really that funny, I'm like, well, it's still a good movie.
Yeah.
Even if it's like-
You still enjoyed it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I enjoyed the acting in the movie is probably the best part
It
of the
was
film.
very
I was
good.
very, which was fun because I had just come off of finishing The Office.
Yeah, you told me
So I
about it.
went from I literally finished The Office, and then that same weekend I went and saw A Quiet Place.
And John Krasinski's in both.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Also, the film having minimal music
I liked it.
was great.
They did a really good job with them.
The deaf actress, who's your age, which I think is funny. She did a great job. Because you may have noticed this, or you might not have.
The deaf actress.
So no women died in the film. Fun fact. Only John Krasinski, which I thought was like extremely powerful.
And the sun.
And the one baby, and the one son, the youngest son. So it happens in 2016 also, which I think is interesting. Or, no, it takes place 2022. So like 2021, 2022 is when the monsters came. Are they aliens or monsters? I would love to know more about the monsters.
Extra dimensional beings.
But like that's a big flaw. Missing one thing is a big flaw. Like that.
I don't feel like it's that important.
Well, the deaf I said the deaf actress. The deaf character, who was also deaf in real life. She was great. All the actors were great in the film.
Everybody was great in the film.
Nobody was suffering, except for, you told me Emily Blunt's accent was bad.
What is she actually? Is she like
She's
English?
I'm pretty sure she's English.
I think she's English.
But
This is actual wife.
it wasn't like
Yeah, it is. I think it's
Yeah.
very cool.
Well, the story she's
Who
in
stars
it-
alongside Emily Blunt, his real life wife. His real life wife. That's
And their
funny.
real life child that they let die.
Yeah, she's born in London, England.
Yeah, well, I don't
She
think
should
it was
have kept
bad.
the
I don't
she
think-
should have kept the English accent.
I don't think it was bad. I think that would have been okay. I think that.
I didn't even know she had an accent, so I thought it was fine.
Well, I don't think it was
I
like a
noticed.
bad accent, but it wasn't her finest. 'Cause I know she could
It's
do.
the finest.
But she was like,
Oh, the fun.
but she was more like, oh, I'm American. And it's like instead of like, I was like, no.
That's fair.
I hate that. I hate
not.
that. I hate that I miss it. Like, honey, this is bad. Or like what? Me and Andrew did that bit.
American.
Me and Andrew did that bit where I was like a guy from Russia trying to blend into the Hollywood beach scene. Hey guys, what's happening? Like that, like the crazy.
I am big American boy.
like trying really hard to do an American
Big
accent.
American boy.
Yeah, but she was.
I love
like,
to go surfing and things like that. Like that. Like the kind of
but she
accent.
was like, it was like that. It was like
Yeah.
very instead of like calm, like hey, like things like that. But she's like, it's a boy.
You could tell.
You know what I mean? She was like that. She was like, it was like you could tell. You could tell that she was not American.
By
Yeah.
the way, I saw a hysterical video where she's in the bathtub, like starting to give birth,
Yeah.
and it was they were like, oh, when taco night in a quiet place, and it had her, and they just had fart sounds inserted over her like moans of pain. So you just hear her face wince and just like.
Very mature, Ethan.
I thought it was great.
It was
hilarious.
I thought that was like that being the central. But who wants to bring a baby into
Yeah.
the world like that?
Maybe.
Into
I
a
don't know
world
about
such
that.
as.
Maybe it just happened.
But I mean, at that point,
I mean, what else are they gonna do? They can farm and they can
I mean, I guess right.
knit.
I thought the Monopoly
And make-
pieces being
and make-
knit pieces
make
were
children.
cool also.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
They can make
Yeah,
children
children also.
Elisha.
It
They
just
have
seems
all
like.
this free time.
Also, how come? Why did it take him 470 however many days to figure out a solution like that? And even he didn't figure it out. The deaf daughter, figured it out.
Yeah, thinking about it now, and I'm thinking of over the movie, there was a lot more like suspense to it. Like when they fell into the grain, you know,
Yeah.
all that. Like they're like,
Things that make a ton of racket. They fell into that.
There was only
that
like one or
silo.
two around. That was like the weird thing to me too.
There's only what?
no,
Like
they're
there's
not-
only like 3 monsters like in the entire
at the
movie.
end of the movie, like
That
they all
entire
come, like-
area. I would say in that area.
Yeah, because like whenever she like
They're
shot the
fast
shotgun
also.
off.
You're
Yeah.
fast also.
Okay, so they killed one, and then they killed the second one.
Yeah, what I don't get
At the
is
end of the movie.
how many bullets do they have left?
No, exactly. They
Right,
have a
they're not
huge 12 gauge shotgun.
They're not like
Well, I have that shotgun.
gunsmiths.
No, but those shotguns are known to
The
last,
next movie you see they're making a second one too, right?
which I can't wait for. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I just don't know.
It won't have John Krasinski as the
I feel like it'll
as the
just
main
be them
point.
killing things at that point. They'll just be boring.
Well, hopefully,
Unless it's a different story that takes place at the same time.
Well, I
or
hope
before.
that, I hope they
Are they
give
gonna do a
more
Teen
like
Cloverfield
backstory. Like,
I would
here's where
appreciate
the
more
aliens
backstory.
come from. Here's
Honestly,
what
I don't-
happened to the government and literally everything
really don't
else.
feel like
with
they
this
need a
one
backstory.
family. Well, maybe like
I'm just into the
Because
monsters.
it's like it's
I
like
the aftermath, I guess.
have you
Yeah.
seen the fog?
No.
They don't really ever give a reason as to why.
I'm okay.
Well,
I'm
they don't
okay.
do this. They don't do that with.
Like they
Yeah.
just this fog just goes out of this army base,
Mm.
and then all of a sudden the whole town is just got these extra dimensional monsters.
Well, they don't do that with John Carpenter's The Thing. Also, it's
I
just a
know-
thing that exists.
I'm kind of curious more
Right.
about like the aftermath of like what happens after they start shooting all those monsters.
Yeah. Well, I
And they,
also.
And also
Do
the
they just
solution.
die?
I mean, the solution seems pretty obvious at the beginning of the movie. Just like deafen them
Yeah.
so much because they have super hearing. Just make it
Well,
too much.
Okay, so Andrew hasn't seen the movie, but as soon as I told him about so the monsters, this is me and him on Skype. After me and you saw the film, I went back home, me and him played Far Cry 5, and then we're on Discord. And he said, wait, so can you just have a really loud racket next to them or whatever, and then that would deafen them and you could kill them that way? I was like, oh no, it's a good idea.
You just,
So I
you
spoil
just
it.
throw a large rock.
You make them
You
eat
have a
something.
sock full of change.
Or you make them eat something, like you sacrifice one person, or a person-like thing,
Heck, just
and then put an explosive in them.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna just freaking bomb.
I feel like there's a way to get rid of the monsters better.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the movie touched on that at all.
It is kind of hard to do all that while being quiet.
Also, how strong are these monsters? What's
Yeah.
the
I mean,
extent of their abilities?
They were very easily just ripping holes in the walls.
Yeah, well, he's ripping a hole that side
So they have sharp. Yeah.
like they were just like. And
Well,
they,
yeah,
and
right,
you
right,
right through that corrugated metal.
Yeah. And those things are.
So.
They have to hold thousands of pounds
Mhm.
of grain or corn.
Yeah.
Corn. So yeah. See, we have gripes about the film,
whole film
but it's
was-
still a great film.
It was
was
an
corn
incredible
confusing.
film. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Let's see, what else about the film?
Yeah, how do they collect all the sand in the bags that he's pouring everywhere?
Yeah,
How'd
and
they
does he
get
do
sand
that
there
every
first?
day, every morning?
How'd they get the sand there first without crunching leaves and everything else?
Yeah, like how did they get to the town in the first place without dying?
Like I get maybe that they were doing it like as they went,
And there's
Maybe
obviously
he was
other
a
people.
sand farmer.
and like why that dude scream in
Those
that
aren't
forest?
ears of corn.
Yeah, so it makes me wonder if that guy that was in the forest, the random guy in the forest, if his wife died, and then he was like, you know what, me too, I guess.
But why? Whenever that kid in John Krasinski's
That's
there,
how I took it. Was
I
that he was just
understand
giving
why,
out. He's just like,
but
man.
why couldn't he save it for someone else and not harm everybody else in the vicinity of him? Like I
Because people
get
are dumb.
why.
I think he just had the point that he was just like, there's no point anymore. He's like, this is.
Yeah.
I think
make a decision for
I
anybody else.
I viewed it as him saving them in his mind as well.
Yeah, I get that.
All hope is lost. You will die.
So the enemy was the monsters. It wasn't any other human enemies.
Yeah.
And I think the
Which is
scope.
odd.
It is odd. It is
It's
weird.
odd because people were usually like, oh, there's someone behind controlling these monsters.
Or
But
someone's
nothing-
trying to kill us using the
I did-
monsters.
Yeah.
I did find
Like
it.
the fifth wave. This reminded me of the fifth wave. Has anybody else seen that?
In what way?
It was there was these aliens and if you made too much noise, it was they kept picking everybody off first it was like a flood. Second it was like bird disease, like travel through birds. And
Yeah.
then like the third it was like insect. It's like something crazy. And like the fourth it was like some kind of like crazy like thing. And now they're just going around. Like the fifth wave was like them going around picking like last humans off. And like it was like aliens. Fact behind this was like the government was like the government was these aliens at
That's
this
weird.
point because it had like been controlled and the government had
Yeah.
been taken down by the aliens. And there's military bases everywhere. And so like it's a story. Like there's also a kid in there too somewhere. So
Something like a good movie.
it was.
That does bring up like what happened to the military.
What happened to the government? That's why I keep bringing
'Cause
it
it
up.
says-
What happened?
I think everybody just died and it just kind of dissipated.
Yeah, but like.
So was there a
Why
thing
don't these
before
ones
this,
seem
and
to-
then the monsters came to clean everything up, or what?
I feel like, I believe it was just the monsters just appeared and they tried to fight them. Because if you notice, like all the articles at the end, like it talks about them.
Yeah, there's a lot
It
of
talks
pictures
about
of the
them
military.
shooting
Is this worldwide?
a
Is this isolated?
missile. It talks about them,
I'd say worldwide. I don't see how it couldn't be.
etc. Yeah, I imagine it was.
Oh, it makes me wonder if it's like a Fallout scenario, like the Fallout games,
I think
which is
it is.
only in China and the United States. The rest of the world is fine.
Is that?
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. There's a guy that like is from England in the Fallout 3 or New Vegas. There's a guy that's in England. He's like, oh yeah, everything else in the world is fine.
Yeah. But I
So what?
I
So
was
it makes me
watching
wonder if they just like if they tried to nuke everything.
Yeah,
Well,
that
they
could work.
mentioned launching missiles at them,
But to
At
what
what
extent? No, exactly. At
which
them,
is
to what
the
extent?
thing I don't understand. Like, if the armor's that hard, then how did she just blast a shotgun through it? Basically, I mean, I understand.
after it got its eardrums.
Like, I got it.
I think she's trying to like as
the
as
point
over
was
now.
like whatever, but I feel like nothing's that hard. I mean, it's not gonna just take a missile.
No,
to the
and
dome.
and Star Trek touched on that in an episode of Star Trek at one point. We're not. I don't know if it's Star Trek or Star Wars. Anyway,
I don't know.
it's some space. It's some space program. It might be Star Trek, but it's like
Eh.
nothing is armored to the point. If it's a living being, there is a way to kill it.
Just to clarify here,
Yes.
no, like not grappling with the movie itself, but grappling with like the government inside
the
the
premise.
movie. Like,
Yeah.
where is
With-
the
with
Just,
government?
just some of the little plot holes, I
Yeah.
guess. if you
Some of the we need more.
You
lore.
can't make a perfect.
John
No, you
Krasinski.
can't.
I need more backstory.
Dang you, Krasinski.
If he doesn't
Striking
direct the
in.
next one, would you guys watch it?
Yeah.
Jim, please deliver.
Please deliver first class. So if he didn't direct it, the next one, you would still watch the second
I
one.
would. Yeah.
What about you? I might.
I've invested time in this movie.
I'm sure I would.
Also, I love that it was a 91-minute film. That
Yeah,
was
it was-
great.
It wasn't too long. Wasn't too short.
It was very punctual.
I guess my only actual complaint, other than just the random little plot hole things we discussed,
Yeah.
I felt like it focused too much on the family. Like I wanted more.
Well,
I wanted
he
more
does,
suspense.
he does say that the movie is about a family, and that
No,
it's
I know.
set in.
And that's part of the suspense because it's like what they'll do for the children, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wish it was a little bit more suspenseful and less just like, oh, I'm gonna take my child.
I do wish it had a bit more suspense.
Yeah.
Because nothing in the film really was scary, and that's
Nobody
what
like
that's what our
nobody in theater jumped.
I think the
once.
best scene in
Out of the six
most
people, no one
intense,
was-
Yeah.
the most intense scene in the film for me was when the wife is in their little safe room with the baby.
Oh yeah, with the water
And
on
the
the
Yeah.
water starts coming in, and then
So what happened with the
and then-
water?
then the creature just they showed the water tank busted or whatever.
Did they?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
I was
something
like,
because
how
they
did
showed it
how
like
did
they
leak?
showed it busting, they showed it, or they at least showed it leaking in, but they had a water tank like right there. And it
Oh,
busted, and then the
okay.
water just poured in.
That freaked me out whenever he went under the
Under
water.
the water?
That's what I'm
alien.
saying.
All
I
right.
was like, no,
That was
I'm
the-
done.
I hate water
That was
stuff.
the best. That was the most intense part.
I was like, I'm done. I'm
So,
out.
Like
No.
that, and that was
If
really
he
well
was
done.
underwater-
I wish there was more to that.
If he was underwater, then he probably would have heard the rushing of the water more than he would have heard her walking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
feel like-
even if he would have heard the shifts, like it would have been rippling off. You know,
Yeah, water. Sound
sound
underwater is
travels
very
funky
Yeah, it's very weird.
underwater. So
Much like water itself.
especially in an enclosed space like that, it's just gonna be bouncing
Yeah.
off the place.
Exactly.
I think their whole setup though, the red lights and the white lights was very smart.
So they planned ahead a lot. They planned
Yeah.
for a lot of this stuff.
Fireworks.
But
The
I don't
riots.
understand how they accomplished all that in just basically a year, though.
you'd be surprised when you have nothing else to do.
I guess.
You'd be
I'd be playing-
surprised people could do.
Be playing more
You
Monopoly.
can't play video games.
If you
or-
play more Quiet Monopoly.
Playing more quietly.
So that also brings up a funny question for me, at least. So just throw Monopoly pieces. Make too much racket, supposed to. It makes a little bit of
I guess they're
racket.
just being safe.
But don't think, I guess they are just being safe. I basically wonder if they're making the children used to being quiet.
Uh-huh.
And we did say at the beginning of the film, whenever they introduced the daughter being deaf, I was like, ooh, that's a big disadvantage.
I honestly didn't know she was deaf for a long time.
Okay, I'm going to bring this up. I think I forgot about telling you
I
that.
don't feel like they introduced that very well.
They didn't. I feel like.
I was just kind of like, then I was like,
Whenever it
oh,
comes
I
to-
guess she's deaf.
Whenever it cuts to her
I
perspective.
thought she
in the
was
film-
mute at first.
Ah. Yeah.
Like for the longest time, I thought she was mute until he started messing with the
Ear, hearing aids.
hearing aid. Then I was like, oh,
Yeah.
she's one of those.
This is Cecilia's face.
What?
What do you mean? What?
So whenever it cuts to her perspective in the film, there is no sound at all.
I
No
immediately
score.
got it.
She's also blind.
Same. Yeah, she can't do anything.
Cecilia's faces.
Which I think is a great perspective. That no sound, no music, no nothing. You don't hear anything. Just
Yeah.
like she can't. And that's a big disadvantage.
Yeah.
Because obviously everyone hears like the loud like outside the house,
And
and
the
then
clicking. That's the-
yeah,
that's
and
the
then the
most
clicking
big
that they
thing.
use to figure out where they are because they're blind
Yeah.
apparently. And then all she hears is, and she's like, "What is going on?"
Did they click?
Yeah.
I don't even
Yeah.
remember that.
They made more like
They're like the Last of Us clickers.
they made more sound like that.
Yeah. But kind of like the Last
It
of Us
sounded just
clickers.
like The Last of Us clickers.
Yeah.
It sounded just like that.
Except for no cauliflower.
Yeah, not a fun guy. Not a fungoose.
Not cut in half lettuce.
It's not a virus. It's just a monster. But yeah, I think more setup, more pros would be nice.
Score the film.
9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it.
Score the film.
I'll give it a 9.5.
7.8.
I knew you were gonna go with this.
Yes.
It was good. It could have been better.
I'll 7.5.
7.5. That's
I
cool.
enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it
got
also.
out of the house.
Very good. Very original.
See,
I
I was
liked the
expecting.
movie.
No,
But-
that's also great. There needs to be more
It was
originality.
fresh.
in films.
It was fresh.
It was fresh.
It was very fresh.
Now,
I mean,
this
for
movie
one
also
goal,
reminds me.
because most movies have like music in the background.
They have a
like,
score, they're loud.
yeah.
Having just seen Infinity War, and then watching this,
and,
and
see,
then
people-
watching this,
Some people would disagree. They'd be like, "No, like music in the background makes a film." But
yeah,
this is a very
you have
good
to
film.
have it.
But
Well, I
this
mean,
is
this
a very
was one
good
of the
film
it was-
without music.
This is
Anything.
You haven't seen A Ghost Story, have you? Or Ghost Story? Ghost Story reminded me a lot of this because Ghost Story has like minimal sound, minimal dialogue. A lot of the shots on the frame, there's literally an 8-minute scene of like just this ghost standing in a room, and I thought it was great. It was another artsy film, but I am glad that more artsy films are becoming more popular now. They used to be that way.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. And now, a word from this program's sponsor.
Somewhere Liquors is located in the Plaza Shopping Center across from Citizens Tri-County Bank. Their address is 1100 Smithville Highway, Suite 137 in McMinnville, Tennessee. Their business hours are 8 to 10 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 11 on Friday and Saturday, and 10 to 6 on Sunday. Their phone number is area code 931-304-8222. They feature a walk-in beer cave and have a wide selection of bourbons, whiskeys, vodkas, tequilas, and more. McMinnville's first liquor store is Somewhere Liquors.